My name is John McKeon, and I'm the moderator of the Teradata Primo River community, Teradata Primo's largest customer community. You can connect with us at teradataRiver2.com. Today we have with us Simon Norcliffe, Business Intelligence Specialist for Vodafone Group Services. Vodafone is a very big multinational telecommunications firm, second largest mobile company in the world by subscribers and revenue, almost 90 billion euro. Simon will be talking at this year's Partners Conference on capacity planning the Vodafone way, the balance between spool and space. Simon, welcome to the river.
Thank you for having me.
Simon, let's talk about the balance between spool and space. What are you doing at Vodafone to actually create a balance between these two difficult dimensions?
Well, at Vodafone, we had an issue regarding maximizing our Teradata investment. So we had a split consensus within Vodafone about what to do with our Teradata systems. Do we sweat the assets, or do we play it safe and maintain a stable environment? So the main thing that we wanted to do was build a dynamic formula for our entire Teradata estate and have it as a key part of our capacity planning. And a key part of that is evaluating the space between spool and getting the balance right for now, for the future, and the current need. So the key part of our capacity planning and to unlock and forecast the capacity was we needed the detailed data from the Teradata resource metrics. In this case, it's the data from the space accounting tables. The data's already there. We just needed to extrapolate the level required and define the intervals that we needed.
Simon, what about balancing the last byte, use of the last byte versus having a stable operating environment?
Well, to achieve that, we needed to know what the level of spool utilization we had on each of these systems. And we also needed to ascertain what level of free space we had available that potentially in the future could be used in a spool set. It will be a current perm for a spool file. To maintain a balance, we found that when we looked at our spool usage, if the number of free cylinders on our systems dropped between 20%, we started having mini fill packs. We started having system degradation. So we needed to ensure that if we do release space or we do adjust the balance between disk space and spool, that we had to maintain that we wouldn't put the system at risk, but at the same time release space for projects and for the business to use.
So, Simon, was it tough to go from statistical formulas on sizing databases to a more dynamic solution?
It is, and the toughness came from the standardization. This formula wasn't just for one system. It had to be for 13 different systems across 6 different countries. And they range from EDW warehouses to appliances, and they're all used in different ways. So to have a standard formula that was dynamic enough to adapt to each and the different Teradata environment, and also at the level of utilization for each Teradata server was, pretty tough.
So, Simon, what about actually maintaining system performance for current and the future while you're unlocking your spare capacity?
So we started looking at the Teradata recommendations initially. When the system was delivered, it had a set spool limit assigned to it for Vodafone. And that's great. For a brand new system, that's totally feasible. But as the system grows and is used, there are certain tricks that you can look at the utilization and see, well, we're not going to reach this level, and we only need 1.5 times % as the headroom before we hit a system problem. So all the space above that level could actually be used for something else. It could be transferred to a project or for another campaign.
Well, Simon, in this whole capacity planning issue, you're really balancing business and technical interests. How did you do that in this case?
Well, that was tough as well. Balancing the business expectations was difficult because they want to maximize the assets, and in some cases, they don't have the same concerns over other operating levels. If their campaigns, their marketing works perfectly for them, then that's all that they care about. So there's a balance there between the technical impact then. So as we've spoken about before, the technical impact if I gave all the space to them, which was assigned for Spool, then not only are they going to impact their own queries, they're going to impact every query on the system. So there's adjusting the balance with their expectations is very difficult. So yeah, obtaining that sort of balance between business and IT and the technical balance, of course, their demands, their expectations are completely different from ours, yet we're the ones that have to maintain the service for them and able to run their marketing, their campaigns, and ensure that these are critical systems, they shouldn't go down. So it was very difficult to maintain that, but with the data that's on Teradata, we could see, right, at the current usage, plus factoring in a forecast for when the system starts to fill up, that we could see that, yeah, we can decrease resources that we give to Spool and allow the business, the project, to take up more space and not have an impact on the rest of the users and on the current workload.
Simon Norcliffe, business intelligence specialist at Vodafone Group. Should be a great session. He will be talking about capacity planning the Vodafone way, the balance between Spool and space. Simon, we look forward to hearing your session.
Thanks very much.